They fast-tracked me into a room so that I'm isolated. I just want to be going home, and here I am. I'm in a pressurized room. That's what they do for isolation. I've got to be here. I've got to do this as much as I don't want to be here. So we just went into... He's taking such good care of me. We're getting through it together. Good morning. It's 2 p.m. I feel absolute hell when I wake up. I have all this skunk in my throat. I feel like I've been run over by a truck, and so I'm gonna lay down and just give myself some time to feel a little better than I do right now. I forced myself out of bed. It just hurts to talk. It's just awful. Oh, baby, thank you. Give? Yes. I just want to lay down this morning. I'm not hungry. I'm not anything. I just want to lay down. It's harder to breathe. Doctor increased my vitamin D dose because he believes that that can be helpful with respiratory issues. I'm also going to turn on my new humidifier here. I gotta down all these fluids. Oh man, it's starting to hurt to breathe more. I gotta get Benny on the treadmill. I called the doctor on call, and I'm waiting for the doctor on call to call back. My breathing was not like this yesterday. I think I was in denial about that. I'm gonna finish getting ready and getting Benny ready. Thankfully, he's already exercised. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yes ma'am. Thank you for calling me back. I appreciate it. All right, bye-bye. I'm headed to the ER. Hi. The doctor decided I should just go to the ER, but we need to call them and let them know first. And we need to ask them, what do I do when I get there? Because while I tested negative, we think I likely have COVID. I'm doing worse, and it's hard for me to really think clearly when I'm doing worse. Frankly, I'm pretty scared. I don't want to be admitted. This is the first time I think I've just been really scared because it's been such a long time, and to get worse today. Good boy. You're such a good boy. We're about ready to go. I just have to go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and we're headed out. Here we are back in the ER. Different room, room 3. They did this swab up the nose twice. It was horrible, and she said it was really good, but it was so painful. I had to have it twice, and all those membranes and everything are just nasty. Adrian and Travis are the people who triage me, and I think I have a special triage for flu-like symptoms, and then they fast-track me into a room so that I'm isolated. I'm just so thankful for everybody that's here. I haven't seen a nurse yet, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping they send me home, but you never know. It's a lot of being in this room by myself. I've been in this room for a while now, and nobody's come in. I saw the registration person. I saw a nurse. Otherwise, it's just laying here and doing it. So good news is that my doctor says my lungs are clear. I don't have a fever. Of course, I just want to go home now because I'm like, my lungs are clear. Let's go. But they're gonna do an x-ray. I don't know if they're gonna do a CT scan. He's doing real good. They were just working all over him on me. They're gonna be taking me in for a CT, chest CT, just to double check everything's fine because I'm hurting my chest. I think they're gonna be doing an x-ray. They just took blood from my IV and I just feel like, man, I just want to be going home, and here I am. Hopefully just start getting better. I'm in a pressurized room. That's what they do for isolation, and apparently they know that by that thing up there on the wall. So when the door shuts, that little ball comes in, and that orange ball, and it shows that the room is actually pressurized. You can see, like, indicates that when the door opens, the ball goes through it. It's really cool. So it's a basic room. It's just kind of the reverse of the room I was in last time. I feel like as the day has gone on, I've improved. This IV is bugging me, but you know, it is what it is. I've got to be here. I've got to do this as much as I don't want to be here. It's the best thing is to be here. Ugh. I'm really, really proud of him. He literally was just being worked over. People are Googling and saying things to him. It's not easy. He wants to sniff everybody, but he's doing really well. So this is all my stuff over here. I think the saddest thing for me is seeing older people come in and their spouse helping them in, and then the spouse having to go back out. I just feel really bad for people who have to be separated right now. I'm okay. Is it lonely? Yeah, but I'm not older.
That is out there, it's still going to be very contagious. And so everybody's going to want to think, well, we can do that 1 or 2 extra things. We don't have to wash our hands as much. We don't have to wear...
So we just went into this CAT scan, CT scan. Benny was a little scared being on this cart, and he doesn't like moving things, and it was loud, and he didn't know where he was going. And then of course he couldn't be in there with me because of radiation, so he went with a nice lady named Belinda outside of the room. But he was very distraught to be away from me and cried a little bit, so Belinda took him for a little walk while Mommy had her test. And so we're just gonna relax here in this bed. He could get out of bed and lay on the ground, but I think just to let him calm down and see that being in this bed is safe. And he really was not happy about all that. Benny, you did a good boy. Yes, look how his face is like, I'm not sure about this, Mom. So sweet benevolence. Yes, cuddling with his mama. We just went to that CT scan, like I said, and so he's just calm. We're giving him a chance to letting him calm down and see that it's not as stressful as he thought it was. It's trying to relax. He's taking such good care of me. He did not like being separate from me. Such a sweetheart. Everybody's in love with him here. The lady that took him loved him. That watched him. Having Benny with me here in the ER just makes all the difference. You can't have anybody in here because of social distancing and everything with this whole virus. And he's just keeping me feeling at ease, really. It's a sweet, sweet thing to have when having to go through all this stressful stuff, you know. It's just not easy, but we're getting through it together. We just went to the bathroom because I'm in isolation. Like everybody who comes in has to gown up, has to glove up, has to mask up. They have to use huge face shields. It's interesting watching on TV about the coronavirus and then, you know, be here experiencing what these people are doing on the front lines. She said basically here it's slower, but today it happened to be a little busier. That's why I'm here longer. I did have the CT scan, like I said, and that went fine. I had the contrast dye. They're trying to check for pulmonary embolism or cancer. They said it would take a half an hour. It's been an hour. Benny's doing good. Unfortunately, it's 7:30. It's past his dinner time. I have enough food for a dinner. I'm just not feeding it to him all at once. I'm giving it to him as treats. So it's a little bit late for him. But he's doing all right. He went to the bathroom plenty before he came in. I don't even know what time we got here. I did have a meringue in the oven and I just turned the oven off. It was mostly cooked, I think. I just turned the oven off and it probably kept cooking after that. We'll see if it's still good when I get home. I'm hoping to go home. That's what my hope is. I can't imagine unless I have something really serious that they'll keep me here. What's interesting is outside this door, there is like a space for like a computer right here on this side for charting. And then there are a sliding glass door so that there's 2 layers of precautions between isolation and everything else. You did such a good job, Buck. You were so good. Okay, so I'm home and I'm so thankful to be home. I actually fell asleep on the couch for several hours and my chest hurts and I'm coming to bed. You know, I don't know what the heck I have, if it's COVID. Whatever it is, I hope that I'm on the upswing and there's really nothing for an ER to do for me as long as my O2 sats are good. And that's a good relieving thing. Does it feel good that I have deep achy pain in my chest and every time I breathe? No. But at least I have this relief that it's not something like the CT scan would have shown, like a thrombosis, a pulmonary embolism, which would be like a blood clot in the lung that would have broken off, or cancer or something. And that's really good that it's not any of those things. It's just a matter of making sure that I just get through this and do it the best way possible. And if my O2 sats do go down, then go back into the ER. But for now, I'm not going to go back in just because a doctor says go back in. You know, like I understand that they're concerned, but I can't just go into the ER every time. This is something I have to deal with, unfortunately. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. And remember, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. You're not just the way that you are. Bye.
Don't you give up now. You might not